I see the Barbados move to step away from the colonial shackles. See? Last vestige of the colonial shackles. And it's a good look. It's a good look. But I find so we Jamaicans now there. And what we've done is embark on a criticism campaign. Rather than just be glad for little Barbados. We there talk about who them choose to be national hero and what them are wear and blah blah blah. We're missing the point. But even on that point, if this woman has done service, selfless service for our nation, using our money where she have a whole heap of to benefit our nation. How is it that we can there so now I criticize that? Go what she wear and blah blah blah. In 2021, it's the same thing, you know. You criticize a little black woman. Say in a time when we're moving away from the shackle of white people reigning over us. No, sister, we have it wrong. Now, shamelessly, we are discussing now that we need to move that way. Of course, we need to move that way. We should have moved that way a long time. Jamaica have nearly 3 million people. Barbados don't have 400,000 people. And they have done it. And we talk about it and we go all over the place and we need referendum and we need those things because we did move to entrench the shackles around our ankles. See? And so we now have to take some action where make it harder for us than it was for Barbados. Okay, we understand that we got independence before everybody else and everybody else looked on us say whatever mistake we would have made to avoid those pitfalls. And I saw it always. But just like we did lead into independence, we should have lead a little Barbados and these countries into nationhood, full nationhood shaking off the queen, you know. But we not do that. And now we there criticize. And now I trip over ourselves as to when we are going to do it and now who we are going to make national hero and who. Now we see the opposition proposing 4 names for national hero. See? So you have Bob Marley, you have Usain Bolt, you have Miss Lou and Jimmy. From what I know, with other countries, I say, appointing heroes. All worthy candidates, if you're not going to take certain things into consideration. If it's just accomplishment, personal accomplishment, then they're all worthy candidates. But shouldn't it be more than that? And if you take all of them, you know, individually, you take each one individually, you will find that yes, they've done themselves service, but then you know have to measure up now how much service have they done for Jamaica. Out of the lot, I would have to argue that Bob Marley and Miss Lou would have been the leading candidate. But no disrespect for the others. There may be time for them. You know, you're seeing has, in terms of track and field, has done what no one else has done in the world. But is that enough for him to become national hero at this time? We're going to have to now say what his philanthropic efforts turn up. You know, how selfless will he approach the spending of money. See? But if we look on the leading candidate, Bob Marley. So while I do know that you could have say in terms of his life and what people expect, Bob is an exemplar. But as Catcourt tell me one time, you have to look for a man through the enormity of his work. And I put it to y'all that next to Marcus, Bob Marley's voice is probably the most important voice for black people in this side of the earth. Just in terms of smartization, just in terms of self-actualization, just in terms of accepting the black self and growing in the black self, in terms of the encouragement from the music. And you hear people all over the world talk, you know, those freedom fighters in Africa. It is reggae music that they would have taken to get them through. But more than everybody else, it was a Bob Marley's voice. You know, just listen to the quality of the work and the sheer quantity of the work and the selflessness of how he lived. Seeing, not ever making money be the focus of the work. Seeing, and in that regard, Bob has more than anybody else put Jamaica front and center on the world map. And so when you take all of that, I mean, near people, oh, and Bob have only for picking and Bob womanize. Hey, Bob is a Rasta man. Yeah? The Rasta man don't believe in a Babylon kind of a marriage. See? The Rasta man believes in a more procreation in a kind of a polygamous setting. See, maybe not polygamy in everybody in terms of everybody living together, but just in terms of women, everybody accepting that we have a bigger family, and man takes care of family. When you hear Bob Marley, have no picnic left out. See, the man said, "Not one of my seed shall bake bread," and improve that. You know what I mean? So we can look on a man we him choose to express him in libido, in love for the woman. After all, it is woman see, that he loves. And that is not to say a man who was otherwise couldn't have done enough work for us to recognize it, because we have to move it from that. So while we're quick about it, when it comes down to it, you know, we have to get away from that. You know, I'm a Jamaican man, so the biases will come out every now and then. But yeah, yeah, man, in terms of just the level of work, the quality of the work, the focus of the work, and the fact that Bob is probably the most important artist in this century. Well, the last century, right? The most important musical art. And if not, in the top three, Rolling Stones magazine, all those experts recognize him as such. And so for little Jamaica to have a talent, the magnitude of that, you know, and a talent that gave so much of himself, one has to consider that, you know, him would have to be at the forefront of the running for national hero. I don't know, I don't have a vote, but yeah, man, while it is not the time to be discussing this because what we seem to try to do, I take the shine off a little Barbados. That we they are try to do that, I will mean say. Seeing, I could celebrate with Barbados and then make a work out our situation. You know what I mean? And it's a good thing them discuss this too because for a Jamaican government to discuss, I don't put Rastaman to the national hero. it's a stretch, but I guess the world turned. You know what I mean? I guess the world turned because governments have put Rasta to hell in this country. And through all of that, Rasta has persevered. Then to produce the likes of a Bob Marley, a Jabby, a Peter, a Wailing Souls, a Burning Spear, a Culture. I don't know that there's anywhere else in the world that have a treasure trove of riches like we in the cultural space. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think while Miss Lou would have done human service and I think sometime in the future because I don't know that we can declare. Well, I don't know, maybe we can. But I would have think that let us declare one and we revel another and then we declare another. You know what I mean? But like I said, all four candidates richly deserve it. But if we're going to move, I would have support a move to say the gang, has done the work and would deserve such an honor. Let's up on yourself, That may have a say about it. See? One love.